What do you make of the mounting criticism that women and filmmakers of color were sorely overlooked this year?
Well, let's try and tease that out into several issues. First of all, the lack of women and people of color in the film industry as a whole is appalling and indefensible, and that lack is reflected in the terrible whiteness of the Oscar nominations. Then there's the issue of Selma. And then there's the issue of Ava DuVernay, the director, and her absence from the nominations for Best Director. The people are saying right and left that Selma was snubbed. Well, Selma wasn't snubbed in the Best Picture category. It's represented as it should be. Ava DuVernay is absent from the Best Director nominations, and I think this is a very unpopular position, but it's my position. I don't think that her direction of that film was brilliant. I think that what she accomplished was well worth accomplishing, and she did it really well. She set out to make a film about the violence of white police on black demonstrators in Selma in one of the most terrible episodes of racial violence in our nation's history. The film does that. It does it brilliantly. You can make an argument that the rest of the film is not as well directed, and then there's the very prickly issue of its historical accuracy in the depiction of the relationship between Martin Luther King and LBJ, President Johnson. You know, the film came out, the screeners came out late, screeners that are distributed to Academy members and that have a huge impact on their vote. Paramount's backing of the film was not what it might have been. And then very late in the process, just before the nominations, came Joe Califano, former domestic affairs assistant to LBJ, his piece in the Washington Post, which raised serious issues of accuracy and perhaps in the process somewhat overstated LBJ's role. All of this was not a very good sequence of events for Selma getting more than the nomination that it got.
Well, you're certainly right.
I'm very glad it got Best Picture nomination. I think that's what it deserved.
You're certainly right. There are a lot of issues to tease out there. Thank you so much, Joe, for your insight. And move over, ladies and gentlemen of the Academy. Thanks again, Joe.